Well, good evening, team. I hope this video finds you doing great. I'm hoping to make it short and sweet and get right to the point with you, and so that we can move on. But I want to share a thought with you tonight from God's Word, just to kind of guide and direct us as we go through our week. And I was focusing in John chapter 6 here the last couple of weeks, and in this particular one, there's this verse in chapter 6, verse 21. There's basically, they're talking about the bread from heaven in chapter 6, verses 22 through 28, and Jesus is answering them, and he's answering the teachers and the people, and they're asking him. Then they said to him, "What shall we do that we may work the works of God?" And Jesus said, and he said to them, "This is the work of God, that you believe in him whom he sent." And see, they wanted to do a bunch of miracles, they want to do a bunch of stuff, but he just said, hey, the best thing to do is just know him whom he sent. And so I think that's our primary work. That's the primary work is being receptive to God, receptive to what he has for us, receptive to his ways. So ultimately, it's not a matter of our working for God, but a matter of God's living his life and doing his work through us as we trust him and align ourselves with him by his grace. So what a powerful thought for us today, for this week, as we go through the week, is that the best thing we can do is know him. And to, like it says, this is the work of God, that you believe in him whom he sent. And so that's our goal. That's our job. That's our only thing, is to know him whom he sent. So I hope that challenges you for the week, is to know him and whom he sent, and to just spend that time in focusing in on that. And as you know him, and as you recognize that he's going to be living, it's almost as though you're saying, how would Jesus live my life if Jesus were living my life? And trying to find that and listen for that. So I hope that challenges you. So highlights for this last week were, I think, obviously the Stay Sharp conference was awesome. Our guys got to go, I think it was Rock Creek Church out in Oregon City, and they did a great job. I saw some of the Facebook posts on that. I thought that was cool. So good job, guys, getting out there and talking to kids and young people. Really an intervention as much as a prevention. A lot of these kids are already engaged in at-risk behavior, so we're just going right in where they're at. So what a powerful opportunity for them. So anyway, also the trees. You guys have been rocking the trees. I think yesterday we did like 45 trees, and that's great. And so hopefully these next couple days we'll be clearing those trees out and getting them sold. We still have to sell them all, so we got to keep that going. So I'm proud of you all for the hard work you're doing on that. And you'll notice, though, that I'm doing this video, and you're thinking, well, why are you doing this video? You should be gone. Well, we were supposed to be gone this last couple of days, but the ice storm came in and grounded all the flights and then canceled our flights. We have to reschedule all the way into December 30th, where we'll go out and see Samuel. So I'll be back in the office this week. So that's what's going on. So those are some of the highlights and some of the lowlights, really, because we were really looking forward to seeing them, but it just didn't work out. So wanted to just chat with you on good to great principles. And so when I think of good to great, and we talked about this as our center, that we're a good center, but we're not a great center, and we're moving to greatness. We're always moving to greatness. And so I want to continue focusing on that. I don't want to use the word better. I don't want to get better. I want to get great. And sometimes I think that word better can be a real hindrance to us moving to greatness. So one of the things that I think is a great practice, is the practice of empowerment. To empower others, and to take the opportunity to think to myself, who can I empower to help me do what I need to do? If you are, whatever the role you're in at Teen Challenge, there is always a way you can empower others to help your role become bigger. Here's the deal. We'll never move beyond where we're at. We'll stay at about 20 to 24 guys. We are budgeted for 36 guys, 35 guys. We'll never move to that amount, and we'll never make it to that amount if we don't empower others. So we need more counselors. We need more teachers. We need more people to help us with facilities. We need more help with intake. All of those things, all of those areas are places where we can empower others. There are volunteers out there that are waiting for us. There are people in your church that want to do something. There are people all over the place that want to be a part of what you're doing. And to the amount that you love what you're doing, to the amount that you are talking about it, is the amount that people are going to be a part of it. So if you're not talking about it, if you're not sharing about it, then no one knows about it. And so they're never going to know what you can do. But your job is a job where you can empower, equip, and release people to do great works. So I want to challenge you to be thinking about people in your circle around you that you know want to be empowered. People that are already there. Who are people already at the center or already that are involved in the Teen Challenge right now that we need to empower, that we need to do better at equipping and giving them a description of what they need to do. So let me encourage you with that. Empowerment is a great practice. It moves you from good to great, empowering others. So let's go from there. So on that note, I want to just challenge us this week as well to let you know that this week I want to be setting up some focus meetings, and I'm hoping Kyle is hearing this, that we're going to set up focus meetings this week, the next 2 weeks, where we want to hear from each. We're going to meet with each of you on the staff. And I've had you do some homework. I've had you write some thoughts down, and part of that's to stimulate your thinking, because we want to begin those conversations of really stimulating you to come up with vision, and we can get some shared vision as to where we want to go in each area of this center, because we want to make it great. And so my hope is that you're going to have ideas, I'm going to have ideas, Kyle's going to have ideas. We're going to squash those together, make great opportunity for growth and stretching us and challenging us to move to greatness. And so my hope is that you'll come ready for those meetings. Kyle will set those meetings up. It'll be during your duty time. You'll be looking at calendars to make sure. Give yourself about an hour to hour and a half of time for those meetings. If they go quicker, that's great, but I want to make sure we give you plenty of time to talk about how we're going to change things and make this a great center. And we really need to do that. It's really important. We owe it to the boys. We owe it to all the participants. We owe it to our city. And we want to be a great place. So that's my challenge for you on those focus meetings coming up. I hope you're excited. I don't know what else to say. I just hope you're excited about what you're doing. I hope you see how you're making a difference. I hope you see the changes that are happening in the young men. I've seen some changes. I've seen a change a little bit in the atmosphere of where we're at. And I want to see more, and we will see more. But I hope you're excited, because I feel like you should be excited about all that you're doing, because it's great work. And I want to challenge you in that. And then lastly, I have here in front of me as a notebook. And you see me, I carry it with me. This is a special notebook. It's done by Evernote, which is a system that I used, and I can talk to you about that later. But this notebook cost me about $25, so I don't lose it, but it's where I put down all my notes. When I'm meeting with you or something like that, I've got notes here. This one I can scan into my phone, and it does a bunch of other stuff like that. But I've got all kinds of notes from different meetings I've been in, thoughts, like I have a kitchen note, just different notes, like I have an education note, things that I'm thinking about. And I know that sometimes we think, hey, we can keep everything up in our mind, but you know what? You can't. It's an impossibility to keep all your appointments, all your notes, all your ideas, all your conversations up. And how many conversations do you have where you commit to do something, but you didn't write it down? And my hope is that you will get a note. Now, I could say, I want to make sure, though, this is it's not a challenge. It's really kind of like I want this to happen, is that I'd like for each of you to get a notebook. I don't care what it looks like. I find that if I spend a little money on it, I might actually keep it. If it's just a spiral notebook, then it's just a spiral notebook. But this is important to me. If I don't have this, I'm looking for it. It's like almost looking for my phone. It's very important. And my challenge is to have one, and that from now on, when we are in meetings with each other, that we have a notebook and it's open. And that we're taking notes. We're writing thoughts down. We care about what people are saying. There's something powerful about sitting down at the table and listening to someone and writing some notes. Maybe they mention a book, or maybe they mention something that you need to look at. I have a ton of stuff in here, things that you've said to me, things that I need to focus on. And so my hope is that you'll go out and you'll get yourself a notebook. And starting in January, I want to see them in meetings. I want to see them opened and people taking notes in them. I don't necessarily want to see computers open or anything like that. But my focus, my hope tonight from this is that we'll start seeing you guys have a notebook. And it'll be something that I will challenge you on and go from there. Well, I don't want to take too much time, much longer. It's almost 10 minutes of video, and that's enough of my ugly face. But I appreciate you, and I look forward to this week, look forward to the meetings, and I look forward to seeing you guys grow and going from good to great. So we'll look forward to seeing you this week. Have a good one. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.